See, astrology teaches us that there's a season for everything. This is what makes the science so powerful. See, a lot of times people set goals for themselves, not realizing that it may not be the season for you to meet some of these goals. This goal may not be in season. And the goal that you're setting for yourself may be sending you in a direction that will not be of your liking in the future if you continue to, move towards that particular direction. So what astrology teaches us, the number one thing before you start diagnosing your sign and how beautiful and perfect you are and all of this, if you were just to use this science on what I call an operative level, which is on a day-to-day level, it's going to benefit you and actually make some money. Look at each sign in the season. Like, for instance, right now, we are in the sign or in the age of, or in the energy of Ophiuchus, believe it or not. So this is the time when a lot of people, believe it or not, lose a lot of money. They lose a lot of money during this little portal because this is a time where actually the energy is recalibrating itself, meaning that this is a time where the energy is not really still, because energy never stops moving, but the energy slows down a little bit during this time so that it could recalibrate or recycle, and so that it could build up itself to prepare for the new energy that will be coming in when we get into what I call Satan's portal, which is Sagittarius. Now, the Sagittarius, things are very lucrative. If you notice, Christmas falls in Sagittarius, believe it or not. It's not in Capricorn as you were taught in Western. Christmas aligns with the stars of Sagittarius. But before you can get into that, you have to understand that, see, this is the part of, or time, or era in time, where the zodiac is faulty. The Western zodiac, as well as the zodiac that they use in a lot of the Eastern schools of thought, because they failed to include the stars of Ophiuchus. And right now we are lined up with the stars of Ophiuchus. So in this time, so for instance, I'm gonna give you a real example on money though, because I want to teach you how to use this energy to not necessarily make some money for yourself, but even if you don't do that, to use this energy to make yourself more healthy, to prepare for your abundance. Because actually this energy is ruled by ether, which is a form of a gas, right? So this is an unseen element. So during this time, it's time to recalibrate yourself, or to prepare yourself for the abundance that's going to come when you are going through the age of Ophiuchus, or when you're going through the energy of Ophiuchus. So we're coming out of, so you may be coming out of all the, the stuff that happened in the summer and everything that happened in all the signs prior to Ophiuchus, all the hype energy, like Leo is a hype energy, and Libra and all of that. And you finally letting go in this time. See, this is the time to just let go of everything that you may have acquired that you feel like is holding you back. Because what you don't realize, and what I teach people is that saving is not always energetically beneficial. Not always. It just depends on the number and what you're trying to accomplish. But a lot of times saving, if you hold on to the wrong materials, can hold you back, because these items will form a negative energy, and they will begin to pull you back into situations that you already mastered when you first acquired the item. So for instance, you make $1, right? And you want to hold on to this dollar, but after time, or during this time in Ophiuchus, see, Ophiuchus is going to take the negative energy of that dollar and start to create karma for you with it. So during the time of Ophiuchus, to best benefit, it's best to just release everything, honestly. And that's where people miss it at going through this time, because even astrologers, a lot of times when they do their casting and their forecast, they're reading this energy as Scorpio or as a water energy, when in fact it's actually a energy based on ether, or Ethereum, which is actually a currency, believe it or not. And this is a time where it's not about profit. You can make profit. Like yesterday, we made profit for some energy shares that we have money in. Not even trying though, because it was actually a day, believe it or not, on the papers where we actually came out negative. For the day, we actually came out negative $300, believe it or not. But actually that negative $300 turned into a credit in the energy market. So it was negative on my accounting scale, of course, but it came out to be a credit in the energy market, because it was basically debt or money that wasn't needed in my realm. So it turned out to be negative. And what I do is I send all money, no matter if it's positive or negative, I send it to various different places, and this is how you can benefit off debt. So say for instance, if I made $3 on one market, I can accept that $3 for value, depending on how you do it in the market. You got to know what you're doing, and then send that to another account and make that into a positive credit. So on one account, yeah, it may look like I lost $3,000 in one bank account, but then I may send that to another bank account, and I may have made $10,000. So then that's what, a $7,000 profit, because it's like I lost $3,000 or $300 or however you want to look at it, and I sent it to another account that was worth $1,000 and made $1,000 profit. So then you subtract the loss from the gain, and then you come out the difference, which is your profit. So yesterday I made a profit on the overall market as far as the folder aspect, but then in the trading aspect there was some negative debts, because what happens is that, see, when you trade in markets like in ghettos and in hoods and stuff like that, it's like equity. So like where I live, I'm not gonna lie, I live in the hood, of course, as you know. And sometimes we trade high values that hood people may not see these numbers. Of course, they don't understand them. However, they put liens on our profit in the hood, because you're in the hood. You know what I'm saying? They put liens on credit in the hood. So in this market, I may be losing money from just being in the market in general. So during Ophiuchus, it's time to analyze these type of things. Like, okay, I'm giving you an example about myself, but for you, you may be working a job and you're holding on to that job, you're saving for that job, but is that job really going to get you where you need to be on an investment scale? And is that really your abundance? Are you really going in the right direction? Are you following the seasons of the planets and the energy that they're speaking to you, or are you going off of your heart and the emotions? So these are things that you need to learn. Like before you start trying to analyze the sign and how perfect it is, why don't you look at where the sun is right now and try to set goals based on where the sun is now? And then when it moves to the next zodiac sign, that's what I'm going to do. Then I'll teach you about Sagittarius and how to set goals for Sagittarius. So right now, why not release and buy shares in other companies if you have extra money, you don't want to just waste it, of course. Why not spend or release or buy shares in the Ophiuchus energy, so that when we go through the Satan's portal or Sagittarius portal, you could begin to benefit off of the interest that's finna hit. Depending on how you work your hands. So I'll walk you in a good direction and teach you more. But as always, I want you guys to stay vigilant. Thank you for sticking with us. And we'll let you know, give you some updates on how it did. We still did pretty good yesterday. We traded over some thousands. I'm not gonna say how many. So we still exceeded our goals. However, I'm speaking on a mass level. There was some accounting work and things that needed to be tweaked and adjusted, which had us to send some of our profit to another arena or another folder. So I'll walk you into more on how to use these energies, man, to really change your whole life into an opportunity instead of a struggle, because that's what I had to learn how to do, and I'm still doing it. And it's a group of us doing this, man, and it's going to be beautiful once we make this shift, because we're going to prove that metaphysics and spirituality is the only doorway to becoming abundant. So stay vigilant. Namaste.